I don't know. I kind of like the way that logo looks on the stream there.
The
Orange.
Winterpixel logo, yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks good on black and the blue, but yeah, I don't know.
We can do better. We'll come up with something better. I want something animated, one way or another.
Well, I mean, we can animate current one.
We can, yeah. I love the idea of it turning into snowflakes and then like blowing away.
Hmm.
You can just like hear the cold wind of it. All right. Uh, Open up my mock-ups here. All right, guys, welcome to let me restart that. I need like a script. Hey guys, what up? It's Jason from Winterpixel here, and we're gonna make this UI in the GODOT game engine. So this is a mock-up of a goals page, which will be like achievements inside of the game. So we've got like daily goals, to win 5 times. I think that should say 5, eh? Yeah, win 5 times. 1 out of 5 over there. Play 10 times and fire 1,000 missiles. And orange is like an in progress goal. Green is a completed goal. And you got time left over here. And we're here with our favorite designer colleague, Ty. And we got some mock-ups, got some assets ready to go.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, no. So this is what we got. We got this blue box with the angle bracket here because we're gonna make this more with this shape rather than the boring box. We're gonna have a little arrow there, which is more exciting. So we got this piece, this orange one, and this green one. And I'm sure you could do it with one asset and then color it inside of GODOT, but we want to make sure we get this like inner shadow looking the way our designer wants it to. So we just got the 3 different textures with all the colors in there. So if you look at this whole mock-up, it's going to be fairly simple. We've got this kind of outer panel already made in our game. And like the wood background, we've kind of got this node already made. So really all we need is like the stuff inside, like the title, daily goals, and these bars, the progress bars with the labels on the inside. Those are probably the most complex elements. And then that's all just going to kind of sit inside of a scroll container. And then there's just buttons on the side and this time left stuff up here. And scripting all this will be a lot more complicated. We've got to integrate it into our backend account storage system, but I'll save that for another video. But this one will just be about making the UIs. So hopefully you guys can learn something from it. And we're going to start with this most complicated element, kind of the progress bar here. So go back into GODOT. This is our home screen. It looks really good. Give you guys a little sneak preview of what the game looks like. And we were just debating whether our logo is good enough. Oh, season just ended. We've had some glitches on our account backend, which is why there's all zeros here. But season 5 just ended. I got a copper bronze, yeah, bronze medal or bronze crown on my guest account for getting 3rd place in this season, and now we're on to season 6. So that's kind of the style of the game is it has these seasons. I just added this UI scaler here because we're putting it on mobile and we need bigger UI on mobile. So that's why things kind of overlap there. But yeah, you can go back to season 5 and see my bronze finish there. Guest 6428. And if I'd have to play another game to get my bronze medal on the leaderboard, that's actually something maybe I could fix. When we report the results, we could update, like for the previous season, we could update that season's leaderboard record to get that bronze crown on there. That'd be a good one to do. But anyways, this leaderboard panel is pretty similar. Well, it's the same as this goals panel, so we'll be able to make that quickly. But yeah, that's what the game looks like. And let's start with a new node. So I'm gonna just make that progress bar. So we'll just do new scene and I'll just add texture progress. And texture progress has these under, over, and progress fields here. And I've already imported them into this folder. We have a lot of stuff in here. Oh, what was the file name on that? Goal. So goal base is the under, goal progress is the progress. And now I like to, these like in GODOT, these ranges, they default to 0 to 100 with one step, which is really kind of weird. It makes it so they like tick, like they don't go up constantly, like it's not continuous, it's like discrete, which is kind of annoying. So I always change this to 0, 1 and change the step to 0, and then 0.5 is like halfway. And then we just got to set up margins for this thing to stretch properly. Yeah, Ty, do you know the margins for this?
Yeah, I can just
Probably be
quickly
like
grab them.
exactly half, I bet would work.
Yeah, you could just put them both kind of in the center, but yeah, if you go in, let's see. From the left edge, go 24 before that curve.
Yeah.
And then from the right, 61. Steven.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
if
the
you
top.
basically constrain the height to what it is, it should never actually scale. So I don't know if you
Right.
want to
Yeah.
put
Okay.
those at 0 and whatever the total height is.
Yeah. I'll just keep them at 0, 0. It'll just make it
Sure,
be the actual height. So this thing is 106. So 106. I'll do mid size 106. Okay. So this should be the node. Yeah. We just don't scale it up like that.
mm-hmm.
Fill mode left to right. Now does that look like how it's supposed to look?
It's right to me.
Yep. I think I just zoomed in. It looked a little vertically stretched or something. I can actually put this on always on top so I can just kind of not alt tab between it. So now we just need a few labels on this. I'm going to put our theme onto this so that we get all our fonts. Actually, this is going to be the menu font, I think. Win 5 times. Better use the good label class. And this one will be 1 out of 5. Looks pretty good like this. I keep hitting save. Maybe I better save this node. UI nodes. Goal progress. UI goal progress. Better open up the chat here in case anybody's chatting. No chats yet. So I got these anchor point stuff up here for the viewers. I got my own anchor pivot offset controls on this good label script. Just kind of like Cocos 2DX, and it works super well. -64. Yeah, it looks decent even with the regular fonts, but I'll switch that to the, I think it's called menu theme or something. Yeah, this one has no outline. And I just gotta make them that gray color. think I named it this one like Ash or something. Oh no, that's the wrong swatch. I need the UI swatch. Steel. Maybe Ash. Yeah, Ash. It's definitely not in the center. Yeah, this label itself is like not vertically aligned in its little box. I could fix that, it'll totally change so many parts of the game. It's like line spacing or something. Yeah, I'll just move these things up a bit. The offset tag here, like -10 or something, -5. Look how the bracket kind of like touches the one. Yeah, we could tweak that kind of stuff, but kind of pretty far into development to change fundamental things with the fonts. I'll call this the quantity label, and this one the name label. And then I'll make this thing a scene root. Delete the control. And I'll rename the root node to the name of the scene, UI goal progress. Now I could put a script on here and kind of hold. I don't think there's really any need to though. Like maybe for animating, like we'll tween that progress value up and down. But for now, that's kind of all we need. So now I'm gonna make the larger dialogue, which will be more of this based off this panel class. Pretty sure this might be the only wood panel. Oh, and the profile, UI player profile. UI profile maybe? UI profile panel. Yeah, this one's got a wood thing too. I think actually, I'm not sure about this. I could like copy the wood panel from one of those other ones, so I'm gonna just make a panel and put the theme on it just to remind myself what that actually does. Okay, maybe nothing. Yeah, it looks like these things are actually made with Stylebox texture. And we have it's like the wood and then the border. And they're just made with this Stylebox texture. And they're just saved. Yeah, they're kind of like duplicated in each. Like we don't really have a good like central, this is the panel style. But that's because we made this panel with this like Stylebox texture design. Maybe on the next game we'll have panels that work a little differently. But for now I'm just going to copy the profile into here. Make it local. And change it to match this kind of mockup. Just delete all the contents. Yeah, we need we need a little corner. Oh, I lost the crown. I like that thing. We need like a little oh, and I lost the main text. I want to keep that too. Spinner. Maybe we might even need the spinner. Like this crown here, I really like this thing. We've only got it on a few, like on on one of our panels, but we need like a custom one for leaderboards and profile panel and all that stuff too. Just gonna add a VBox and throw everything in there. Throw these UI goal progress nodes in there. Save this as UI goals panel. So I think if I can make them grow by, I'll grab this VBox, make it be like, I'll just make it full rect. Yeah, they just follow the parent size. So I just need the daily goals thing on the top. So add a label here. Daily goals. Oh, the time left thing on the side. And I'll just duplicate all these and change this to seasonal goals. And I guess we need this in a scroll container. So I'm just gonna grow down under there. So I think the scroll container has to be a parent of the VBox. Let's just full rect this scroll container. Pretty sure it's just that simple. So I think I need to do expand on the VBox to make it fill its parent horizontally. And yeah, now it's clipping. It's like clipping right there, which isn't a super clean clip. I think I need to be a little taller. So on the scroll container's bottom margin, I think it's negative to be up here. Yeah, negative 10, negative 16 maybe, negative 20, negative 25, negative 22. No, negative 20. Actually, maybe even 19. That still doesn't look great. Maybe it's just from the sides of it. I feel like margin left 50. Maybe even more, 100. And this one's going to be more like 300. Oh, negative 300.
Yeah, just like to the inside of that curve is probably
Yeah,
just to
okay.
make that mask look good.
80. Right there. That seems a little tight. Maybe
Is it
50.
touching? Yeah, a little more. Yeah,
That it?
pretty close.
Pretty good. Maybe a little bit more. Let's go 60.
Yeah,
There we
match.
go. That's it.
Match that on the other side. Should be good. I'll give that scroll bar a bit of a restyle at some
In the
point too.
theme or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
I almost like, do we even need a
it's kind of a
scroll
first
bar?
crack at it.
Maybe
Sorry,
do we even need a bar at all? Like a
we
scroll
might
bar?
not need it. Hey, yeah.
I think we got to make a mobile. Like on mobile, we'll have to make sure it scrolls with like a finger pan, which I'm not sure if it actually does that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now there's this buttons on the side. We got the transparent button, which is a new style for us. See how that goes. Let's make a good button and just see how close we get with this. Good button and add a good anchor point. Anchor it to the right of the parent. Vertically centered. Yeah, actually, I guess these need to be aligned with the progress bar.
Mm.
And so I think I need, okay, each of the, like in this thing, this is a horizontal row. This is a horizontal. Yeah, so we'll have a single vertical box, then each of these will be another horizontal box, which will contain two elements. So I go inside the scroll container. I got to, instead of adding these UI goal progress straight into here, each one of them is going to be an H box containing a UI goal progress and a button. I'm actually just going to make it a regular button right now instead of good button. Just hide that. And I think I just need to do the size flags to get, so the H box is, does it default? I'm actually a little surprised the H box is horizontally filling there. I guess it's just fill. Yeah, I'm no size flags expert. I find them kind of unintuitive, but I do know enough to play with them and get them to kind of work eventually. But I'm actually confused about why that's expanding. I thought you had to check this to make it fill. But nevertheless, I know I have to hit. So like this one has fill and it doesn't expand, but I have to hit expand on that. And then for the button, this one I think I just need to put a min size on it. It is nothing right now. Yeah, so just min size like 256 or 300 or something. That looks pretty good actually. Maybe a little bit more. 500, 400, 350. And I never used the label. Pro tip for the viewers out there, I never used the label on the button. You can even see it's like this tiny font. That's because the GODOT buttons demand that they're vertically tall enough to fit a label. So it makes it sometimes if you want a really small button and your font is too big, you can't make the button smaller. This is kind of like the GODOT philosophy, or the core team's philosophy kind of has downsides to it. Like it's like they make very like all-encompassing nodes. They're like, this is the node, this will work for everyone. This is like really, oh, sorry, they make them really easy to use. They make really easy to use things, but they sacrifice flexibility to do that. So they make buttons that have labels, like buttons that have text and icons and all these stuff on the button class, but then they end up not giving you the features you want. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. So this is actually going to have, okay, maybe I'll use good button instead of button here, because I know that, yeah, so on the right is good button and on the left is button. They look like slightly different colors too. Are these are totally different colors, yeah. Am I crazy or are these two different colors?
Oh, I think you're crazy.
Really?
You looking at the gray or the
I'm
white?
looking at the two buttons.
Yeah, but which part?
The one on the right looks brighter white.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm just crazy.
Probably convinced me the opposite too. Maybe I don't know.
Okay, I
Depends
think,
which monitor I'm looking at.
yeah, exactly, like video streaming. How goes the UI? I think they're different. You think you can see it even in the stream compression? Coin icon. See what happens here. Not bad. Really not. I mean, it's not bad, but it's definitely not good enough. Need that to be in the middle. See, I tried to do this, like make an all-encompassing class, and then this thing's locked to the right side. But I'm just gonna go editable children.
Just sampled the colors in Photoshop. Did a
Did you?
screenshot.
Oh my god.
They're the
And
same. They're
they're
the
the
same.
same? Holy crap. That's crazy. I think this shadow is like playing tricks on my mind or something. Like there's like an
Yeah,
optical illusion there.
yeah, that could happen pretty easily.
Yeah. Okay, so to get this coin, actually, so this, no, the coin is not, like the text is, these things are centered. These things are treated as one unit and they're centered. Like the coin's not in the same place. So the coin moves based on how big the label is.
Mhm.
So I'm actually gonna do this with, I'm gonna make this good button local. This good button has a bunch of utilities that are useful, but I'm gonna break its connection to the parent class. And this is when you just throw software engineering and making everything follow some hierarchy gets you so far, but it's also like handcuffs, right? Just like break the, well, what's nice about working with a small team like us is like I can just do this how I want. Nobody's gonna be, I don't have some team of programmers that are like, you have to use the base class to do that. Just break the base class. So if I center this H box, we're gonna see how it grows. Like I'm almost certain this won't grow the right, yeah, grows in a bizarre way. And I know that if I go here and I go grow direction, both, yeah, that's how to do that. Now this thing, keep aspect centered is the best mode. And why is it like inside of, that is really weird. Oh, that's because it's a good label. Yeah, so good label is like, it's my own custom label class, and it has like positioning code and it has scaling code in it, and it's kind of conflicting with the parent H box is trying to control it. So now I think I just refresh it, yeah. Okay, this is still not, does this thing have an anchor point? Yeah, it does. Okay, I gotta delete that. There we go. And I think I just gotta move it up a bit. I think like 4 was the number I was going with. Anchor to the middle, the middle, the middle, the middle, and -4, -10. -10 looks right. I make custom UI node extensions differently. Yeah, I think the GODOT label has some, like, could be a lot better as far as like handling how it scales and moves around. And at a fundamental level, like this rect pivot offset, this thing is like, it uses absolute coordinates. So if you want to be in the middle of this 50 by 80 node, you have to put 25 and 40. Like you have to put the actual pixel values in there instead of it being relative. Like it should be like between 0 and 1, so that if you want it to be pivot in the middle, it should be like 0.5, 0.5. That's how it should be. And that's like, to me, like not even a question, like not even a debate. Like wouldn't have passed pull request if I was reviewing it for sure. And it definitely makes like that individual decision combined with a few like pivot offset is kind of useless because of, things in UIs like grow and shrink, and you have to write a custom script to maintain that pivot offset. And then they have this grow direction, which is like, this is like a worse pivot, and it only supports 0, 1, and 0.5. Like, what I think they could do to make the whole UI better is merge grow direction into pivot offset so that the pivot determines the grow direction, and uh, make the pivot offset be relative, like between 0 and 1, so that 0.5 would mean the middle. That alone I think would make a huge difference. And then there's some changes I think they should make to HBox and VBox because they don't shrink. They grow and they don't shrink. So like if I add like a bunch of coins to this thing, the HBox is this big square now. And if I come in, delete all the coins except for one, the HBox is still a giant square and all my stuff is on the left of it. And that's not right. Like that's just incorrect. And I'm pretty sure in the new GODOT, like 3.4, they tried to fix that, and it's like if you don't have this fill, it will shrink. But I actually tested it and it doesn't fully work. So I wrote this like force min size node. I'm pretty sure this thing in process, it literally just sets the size to 0 every single frame, and it's a tool. And I tried to do this with signals, so it didn't happen every frame, but I couldn't figure it out. So this force min size is like I don't know, the hammer to like decimate that problem, but it causes me to run this script every tick, which is kind of gross. But I only need that if I'm like having VBox and HBoxes that are shrinking, that are like getting bigger and smaller. And you can do it with signals, but it's kind of hard to do, not easy. I might be thinking of talking about something else on controls that int clamps though. I'm kind of tuning in and out, yeah, for sure. Yeah, the pivot offset is kind of weird. Okay, how's this button looking in terms of size and stuff? It's a bit
It's a bit
wide,
wide.
a bit wide. And then I need the separation to be quite a bit bigger. Oops, that was the wrong node. There we go, it just shrunk, or it grew and it won't shrink. Can't stand that. You gotta go to like rect size 0. So this guy's separation, maybe 50, 30. 30 looks pretty good. Then as for the color of this, I'll call this the collect button. This thing's got to be, well, the transparent's kind of interesting because I think that would be good in the disabled. Might have to go like custom styles. Let's just see what disabled
Yeah,
button.
yeah, set that in disabled, I think.
Like right now it's this gray. We could probably change
Yeah,
it
which is
theme.
fine for now, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
But if
that's
we
good.
can, yeah, I'd like to get that transparent look if possible. I think that's
Yeah, but would you
what.
want, you wouldn't want every disabled button to be transparent, just this panel?
I mean, you could convince me either way. I think
Could try it.
it might look good in other spots. I'm not sure how many we have.
I can't think of a single disabled button. Oh, on the loadout screen maybe, but I don't even think so.
No, I think we hide them, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we have any disabled buttons in the game. Okay, how did this thing get to be so far the right negative 300? Oh, that's because I was gonna,
When you added the button.
yeah, negative 60. Yeah, the scroll bar's pretty ugly. And the top will have to be like 100 down or something. Or 40, 30. That's pretty good. Yeah, I guess we want it to clip. Like this thing will have to be pretty tight to the yellow. So I guess it'll be that same 19 or less than that actually. 9, 5. There we go. Try that. Yeah, the button, this button is bigger. This button made the progress bar bigger because I got a min size 140 on it, and this thing's supposed to be 106. I'm actually just gonna take the min size off of that and then check the expand size flag.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
The shadows
the
don't want to.
shadow. Yeah, it's because the
It's adding the shadow to the
maybe we need
width
a
of
maybe we
or
need
the
the
height.
shadow on the progress bar.
Well, I don't want the progress bars necessarily to look like a button, but
Right, yeah.
um,
Okay, I'll just make
they're
the button
close. But
bigger.
yeah,
Yeah. So I'll make the button like 120, 120. And then I gotta make this thing smaller than the parent. Don't fill vertically. There we go.
Phil.
Maybe shrink. I guess we want it to be top aligned. Oh, you got a little glitch here.
Yeah, it's in
A little
the
copy pa
pattern.
little copy paste glitch. Oh, that's a pattern.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's in the background pattern, the wood pattern. I think.
Okay, so top aligned and then the bottom. This thing's gotta be, okay, the button's gotta be a little smaller. 115, 116.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. How do you move? I got the. Yep, pretty good. Time left. Collect. I'll add this little collect text.
Yeah, that's a little bit. I had to push the coin and the
I had to move it
number
down.
down a
Yeah.
bit, so yeah, I'm not sure. I knew that would be maybe a tricky UI tweak for you to throw in there, but
That's just time.
just
Definitely
code,
not
hey?
tricky. Just some code. I think this is a little too wide. 350. That looks pretty good. Even less, maybe. 330. Okay, I'll put the collect text on there. This one will actually be good label because it's not going to be inside of a container. And he's just a wee font. So we'll do an anchor there. He's actually like, it's his top. It's kind of aligned to the, about that. But he'll have to be a smaller font. Try this Balu 32. Yeah, that looks good. You know, it's not too bad. Actually, I wonder if I just move this thing down a bit. It might put that to 0. I guess it does kind of look bad when that's not there. -10. Coin quantity. No, coin container. Coin label. Coin icon. Collect label. Okay, I think this whole row is like done. Well, done as far as the UI layout goes. I'll call this the UI goal row. And I actually want to overwrite this scene, this progress bar scene. So I'm going to make this local. I'm going to not make this thing always on top anymore. If I started, I made just the progress bar kind of the scene, but now I want to replace that. Save branch. UI goal row. I guess I can leave like the UI goal progress. I think I'm just going to delete that. I'll have to delete it out of all of these. Kind of don't need this one. Move to trash. It's like I want just delete it now. Like don't put it into the trash. It's kind of an outdated concept. Hey, the recycling bin. Like who's taking stuff out of there? Does anybody do that? Restore items out of the recycle bin? Nobody does that. Okay, UI goal row looks pretty solid. We have the daily goals label. We're gonna have like 3 of these guys. Some other seasonal goals. Seasonal section. It's where you get your Christmas trees. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's just see how this thing scrolls. Oh, hit play and the profile panel has crashed. Did I do something there? Stat parent 1 does not exist. What did I do? I broke this thing. Oh, I think I have the script. 'Cause I copy pasted this wood background, so the script came with it. There we go. He's at the top, but he scrolls pretty good. Actually looks not bad. Just put him in the center. Oops, put the whole thing in the center.
If you want to try turning that scroll bar off, the visibility, even, I don't know if there's an easy way to.
It's actually kind of weird, like there is no scroll bar in here. I think it's like in the
It's just part of
theme.
the style. Yeah.
Oh wait, I think I can, oh I just, oh yeah, it would go away. Wait a second, did
But
that
now
thing
it
just
won't.
get bigger? Why did it just get bigger? Oh, I unchecked vertical enabled and what did it do? Like,
It might create that space for the scroll bar. I don't know.
oh, that was weird. I'm pretty sure the margin is like, this value is wrong. Yeah, this is like a GODOT bug. If I check and uncheck vertical enabled, this margin has remained the same. But then if I go and write the same number, oh, okay, never mind, this time I didn't do that. Honestly, I have no idea how these margin things work. But if I change it to 0, okay, if I change it to -20, yeah, it has a delta check. This thing's wrong on multiple levels, but no point in really railing against it. But if I toggle this vertical enable field, I'm pretty sure these margins are now incorrect. They're like invalid. They're not connected to the size. I don't know. This whole thing is really complicated. But now if I go -20, then back to -19, it restores it. And let's see if I toggle this and toggle the visibility. Yeah, it works. That's how you know something's broken in GoDart Editor. You like toggle the UI visibility and it like refreshes it and fixes it. Anyways, vertical enabled has some bugs, clearly. Now, scroll bar in the theme. I think I'm just going to take that out in the theme. Let's go to Tank King's theme and see if I can remove the scroll bar. V scroll bar. Oh yeah, here we go. We do have some stuff in there. We have one like started. We probably could make it look better, but yeah, there should be like a way to, you should be able to toggle the existence of the scroll bar. Like maybe in theory we want scroll bars on,
Half the time, right?
yeah, like on PC, but not on mobile. I don't know. What do you think we should do with this? I don't even know. Like, how do you control the size of this thing? I do not know how to
I can't
custom.
remember exactly how I set that up. That was a
There
while
is
ago.
like some styles here
Yeah, I don't think
on
I was
V
dropping
scroll bar.
images in there, so
There's got these like style box flats,
yeah.
grabber highlight.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. So I don't know if you can just clear those out.
Or I could send them to Stylebox empty, and they would definitely be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and like I don't know, you can control the size of this content margin. Like that even looks maybe not that much, but like 10. Like it was pretty thin,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I'll just do Stylebox empty. We can change it if we want.
Yeah, add it back in if we need it somewhere, but
Yeah. If I clear them, I'm pretty sure it'll have like a default. Yeah, it's got some really hideous default.
mm,
I guess I can mouse wheel scroll. Now I wonder if users can like touch scroll that on mobile. We'll find that out eventually. So I think the only thing
yes.
left to
And then
do,
does it automatically? Probably not. I'm
I don't
guessing.
know. There's this in project settings, there's this like emulate touch from mouse. I haven't really tried this that much, but I'm gonna see what it does. Oh yeah, you can scroll. Oh, it has a little bit of inertia too.
Well,
Like
there
a
you
little
go.
bit of the. I think it's not as nice as Cocos is. I'm gonna put like a ton of items in here and really scroll this puppy. Yeah, not bad. Look at that. Oh, it's like barely slowing down. What's the damping on that?
Got some good.
Greased bearings on this thing. You should play a click every time you scroll past one, like the Price is Right wheel. Okay, just the time left now. I better put that emulate touch thing back before it screws me up. Time left. I think I'm misunderstanding what you're doing. No, man, please comment. Appreciate your chatting, and I hope your project's going well. Okay, this is gonna be that small font again. Do I have the clock icon? You want to
I
send me that?
don't think you do, but I do have it ready. Zing. Get it? Send it through Slack there.
What was that? Yeah, I
I
got it.
sent the clock. Yeah.
Yeah. Goal timer. Put that there. Texture rect. Goal timer. Is that thing the opposite orientation? No, okay. Thought it was flipped horizontally.
Got
Okay,
a
so
weird stroke on it. I need to fix that up. So,
this thing's gonna have a few H boxes actually. Nested H box. This one's gonna have a label. And this thing's gotta be right aligned. So I know if I go size flex expand on this guy, it'll push that guy all the way to the right. I don't think that's gonna be quite right though. I think maybe just not do this with H box like this like goals and time left. Maybe just control so I can control the layout a little better. So I'm gonna go just change that to control, rename to control. And now, yeah. Okay, so this thing not expand. I did the wrong thing there. Okay, I need, this one has to be H box and this one has to be control. You know what? I'm gonna remake this. H box label. This one's gonna say daily goals. And then this one's gonna be control. Okay, actually did that wrong again. The top one has to be control. And then this inner one has to be H box. So what I'm trying to do is this whole thing, this whole row, like daily goals, this is just a node, like no layout constraints. And then this stuff on the right will be an HBox. Because to get something like, I can't make the top an HBox, I need this to be left aligned and this to be right aligned. And I don't think there's, I think I could actually do that with HBox, but don't really know how. Maybe I do know how. Maybe I should have done it that way the whole time. Put a node in the middle that expands. Okay, I'm gonna do it like that. We're restarting. Third time. HBox container, label, control, and then another HBox. And then inside that, texture rect and label. And this thing's gonna say daily goals. This control's gotta be expand. Just gonna push this thing all the way to the right. This one's gonna say time left, and this thing has a timer. I think that's it. So the time left, like this font is gonna be like different, like 4 days, 22 hours, 33 minutes. Is this thing gonna, like, if this label was bigger, would it push the icon over to the left or would it squish in there? I think it would squish in there. So this is always, like the clocks are always aligned.
I think you want the font always to be the same size, though. I think isn't there a lot of room? There's plenty of room for it to just be right aligned, I think.
Like, isn't 22 bigger than 4 days? Like 22 hours is bigger than 4 days? Like it's either the font shrinks to like you know what I'm saying? Like if there's like how does this thing grow based on the size of the timer? Or should it be like, I guess on the main menu we have something like this and they grow, like there's like space. Like if one's really short, like if it was 1 day or whatever, there would be empty space around this little piece of text. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, on the season timer, they're all broken up.
Yeah.
You could do that here and just always have the D, H, and M and the S, I guess, in the same spot. Yeah.
Yep, I think that makes sense.
But I think just write justified text would be fine, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it would move every. Yeah, it would change size every second if it's a second timer, but
yeah,
we could just do it by the minute even.
I think I could probably copy paste the 1 day, 4 hours, 33 seconds, something like that. I could just copy paste the time stuff from the main menu and get that same setup.
Yeah, let's try that. Try that first.
Sup, Jason, Blakey-mon. Sup, man? You gotta give me feedback on how to make my stream exciting. How to appeal to the new generation, the TikTok generation. Speaking of making the stream exciting, I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Entertain yourselves.
He'll answer questions. Just keep talking from the bathroom citizen. We're thinking of doing a Twitch overlay stream where we create an overlay to use while we stream, and then we stream making that in Godot. I think is kind of an idea for one of the next streams coming up. We've got a shop UI that we're just a basic shop UI that we're working on. So that'll probably be coming up shortly. What else have we got that we're working on in terms of gameplay? We're doing a bunch of optimization right now just to make sure we can handle 50 plus players. It's a little less exciting to stream, so I'm not sure if there's plans to stream that kind of stuff, but I think the UI is probably one of the more fun things to watch on stream. So it'll be way more fun too once we have online players that are able to jump in, and then Twitch, whoever's watching the stream can jump into the game too, and then give feedback, and that should be pretty fun once we get that. Once we get to that stage, shouldn't be too much longer. We keep saying that, but
I'm back.
hopefully I wasn't muted that time. That whole time I was trying
No,
to
I
entertain
saw
everyone.
I saw the audio bar moving. But I should have put the radio chatter, space chatter on while I was gone. How do I give you feedback when my own streams aren't exciting? I don't know if I've ever seen a Blakemon stream. Okay, what's this time left? It's gonna be Balu 32. Yeah, I feel like this stream's the appeal is all in like people who want to learn GODOT and are really patient to watch me like slowly figure something out. Probably doesn't have really broad appeal. Swatched label. Plus I have all these like hacks and custom stuff. Maybe that's the appeal. My custom tools. Burnt citrus. Oof, that color looks so bad right there.
It needs to be orange. It's more like the clock.
Yeah,
Burnt citrus shadow.
but that's supposed to be the shadow, like font shadow. That actually looks pretty good. Then what the shadow color could be that black.
Well, use the burnt citrus. Use the light. It'll be underlit.
Ooh. This is why you hang out on a Discord call with the designer guy. Burnt
Save you some
citrus.
time later.
Oof, that's not right.
That's not quite right.
That's not quite right. Override color.
Is there a lighter brown one in there in the list?
We can just put a random color in here.
Just do it.
Just do it. I sample it. There we go.
Oh yeah. There
See,
you go.
you've moved away from inner shadows.
I have, just because I haven't thought they were
You've hated the implementation.
easily
Oh, you got
doable.
one there.
Yeah, nice light brown.
That's a really light color there. It's more like, I think it's like smaller. It might be smaller in your. There we go.
Yeah, it's definitely smaller.
See, there's like an art to using these color selectors. Hey, like.
Yeah.
You know how to do it. You're like, you know what each quadrant means, or like.
Which way to go? Yeah, which direction
Yeah.
to move.
Like
You get what you want.
here's how a programmer uses the color selector. They're like top corner, and then they just go through the hues. Like turn it up to a max intensity, and like
Yeah.
just like then they're like this. They're like, is that good? How's that? Okay, now I completely lost it. Maybe there. There we go. Look at oh, I'm proud. I'm proud of
I
that.
like that.
I
like
think
that
it looks, dare I say, even better than the mock-up.
I think you're right. I'll show myself out.
Look at that color. I don't on like on Mac they have those like color droppers that you can like just easily check the the color, but I don't have that on Linux. I need to get like some Linux app that does that.
Yeah. Extension, mouse extension.
Swatched label shadow. You can just override some really bright pinky brown. That's not, that ain't it. That looks like the same, pretty similar color, but
Pretty close.
it's like too big or something.
Yeah.
Time left looks so good though.
So good.
Maybe it just needs to be darker.
Maybe that blue. Try the blue. Light
That
blue.
looks pretty good. It's still 3D. I feel like if I make this node like have good inner shadow, I'm gonna have to like go back and add it to every label in the game.
Yeah. Be consistent.
Hey viewers, can you tell me if is my like webcam like choppy? Did it line up? I bought like a cheap kind of crappy webcam. Let me know if does this line up when I clap? Does that line up? Or is it off? This is an engagement trick they teach you in streamer school. You ask your viewers a question and you wait until they answer. It's like a teacher. And like eventually some students just like, I'll tell you because I want you to keep going. I can't stand the silence. But of course I couldn't stand the silence, so I just keep blammering to myself. Slight delay, Blakemon says. Yeah, this time left label is best looking label in the game right now. I keep looking at that. It's so good. I gotta get these. Yeah, I gotta split these into their own nodes so that they space properly.
Is that second? Is that cut off on the end there?
Yes,
The
it
seconds.
is.
Like it's
Inside the scroll container.
driving me
Scroll
nuts.
container clips right there. And I think like the outline like doesn't apply to the size of the node, so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Here you
It's not resizing itself.
need some buffer.
And the way to, yeah, gotta buff that out. The way for me to hack that to work better is like just add a control to the end that just is like 4 pixels wide. Like
Add a
just
space.
a little spacer.
The character space.
Character spacer. Char space. Okay, to do this time left stuff, I'm gonna go to home and copy this one. Took me a long time to get this thing right. Countdown label or something? What did I call this thing? Season countdown panel. Why is there nothing and something there? This is like, oh, it's because I have a field search there. Jeez, I'm like, where's all my stuff? You see all this stuff? Hours, days, colon, hours, minutes, and I had to hack this thing quite a bit. Like, I made time left in H box to get it all laid out properly, and then I turned it into a control so that the H box would stop doing stuff. That's how I made this. And like I had to do the same thing on this bottom, like to get all these things to line up and stay lined up just when they're resized. Took some doing. Can you copy 2 nodes here? Copy. Goals panel. Okay, this time left thing. I'm actually gonna just make it in a new node to get all this stuff to line up. Days. Yeah, this could be days. Days, hours, minutes. And then you drop seconds off there when there's only show the highest 3. It's like
Mm-hmm.
if there is days, guys always sneaking. You're always sneaking this functionality in, and then just knowing, you're like, I knew this conversation would come.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just bide your time. You like show us the
Love that.
mock-up, and you're like, you've got these like Easter eggs hidden in the mock-up, like all these things that and you're like aware of all of them, and
I'm
you
just
just like
waiting. I'm waiting for the
you're
moment
like
where
feeling the
I just
emotion.
want your face.
You're like, are they frustrated right now? I won't tell them any of those things. And then you're like, okay, if things are going really well, I'll let them know some number of the things they'll have to be. And the whole time
Like
you're just biding your time.
how many things is he gonna skip over
How many
and not say
how
anything?
many things are in here that you know we have to make from scratch?
Yeah. How bad, how guilty do I feel when I send you this?
So
Sorry,
funny.
sorry, you'll
Oh, and then
see.
you got this on the not on the bottom. It's on the it's like
Sheesh.
right in there.
Yeah, it's different.
Sheesh. Okay, this is actually won't be too bad because this is it's just three labels. I just need three labels whose size is, they can resize and not move their neighbors around. That's what I need. So I think I can do this pretty simply. Go back to my time left node. Call this the time left container. Clock icon. The time left label. And now that where this guy is where all the magic's gonna happen. So inside this, I'm gonna make another H box. And now let's go. Okay, this thing's gonna have three controls. And these guys are gonna have like some size, like 100 maybe. No, it's way too big. 40, maybe 50. And inside of each of these is a good label because that's going to control its size. Actually, maybe just a label so it doesn't scale down at all. It just goes outside of its parent if it has to. So let's put a label on each of these. And okay, why? These things are just positioned strangely. Yeah, these things are like I need this label to just fit inside of its parent. So I think should I do that? Yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna use good label and just turn off its resizing code. 1D, good label, and good label. So these should all resize. Okay, yeah, they're shrinking and we want to just disable that. So fit inside parent, turn that off. There we go. This is like 22 hours. Just put the right font on them. And this should be pretty close. I just need to make the parent have enough size for like the biggest string of like whatever we would theoretically fit, which is probably about this 24, maybe like 44 hours would be the like whatever character's the biggest, something like that. Oh, minutes is definitely bigger. 44 minutes. And this is 65 units. So I'll go to the parent control and I'll say you have a min size of 65. And now that's kind of what that looks like. Looks kind of bad. Maybe like actually min size 65 and then turn the separation to 0. It's not bad. This like gap. Definitely needs something like padding on the left side, I think. Like if this was like one day. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a perfectionist. Like you see like how much difference there is? 32 mins between like 24 and 1. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
24 hours. 24 hours. Maybe 65 is just too much. 60. That's pretty good. I think I'm gonna put a little spacer between on the left side of that. Oops. Spacer. There we go. I'll call this the time left group. I gotta label these things. Time left value 1. Time left value 2. Time left value 3. Now, so this is if there was like if there's only 2, could there ever be only 2? Like if there's like 1 hour left, hour and a half left, it
Yeah,
would
we
be,
throw zeros in there. Or what?
or it could be
Zero
like
for the top three.
this. It could be like that.
Yeah, it could just keep getting smaller.
But should it be the left 2 or the right 2?
Well, it would go down to 1 at one point too, right?
Like it could be like
Whatever the lowest.
you either hide the one on the left or you hide the one on the right. You know, like if there's one left, is it left aligned, middle aligned, or
Right. If you're just hiding the other ones and leaving time left where it is.
yeah,
Yeah, I would say
probably
like that.
left.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
leave.
this.
I don't know.
Looks kind
I'm
of
almost
bad.
thinking the other way.
Or middle.
But what if there's 2? Yeah. I think right. If we do it that way,
Right aligned.
could we also use zeros for
We can, yeah.
that? Might look better.
Actually, I don't know. I don't like zeros. It's like confusing. Why does the
Yeah,
crown
hard to
look like
see.
cheese? Dude, you think that looks like cheese? What kind of like shiny cheese?
Got some dents and some
Some
scratches.
buff cheese. You gotta buff that cheese out.
Jeez. Well, we can't
Where's
tell
my
you why
cheese
it's a cheese
polish?
crown.
We should probably.
Right?
I love that idea. What if it was a cheese crown?
Well, it makes sense with our lore that we're working on.
Zeros, but grayed out a little. It's not a terrible idea.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe the zeros are a darker color.
Or middle aligned.
That's
That like might be like the worst. I think I'm gonna do left aligned, and we'll just see
do right aligned.
right aligned. Okay, I'll do right aligned, and we'll see how that feels.
But I do like the grayed out idea as well.
Grayed out idea.
So if it's a 0, it's gray instead of white.
What does that look like? Like that? Shadow be gray?
Sure, yeah, like that. That would be 0h, and then do the same with 0m.
I kind of don't like it. Gray. Yeah, we'll try it. We'll see how it feels. We'll try the visibility. Let's see how it feels. Once we see it in action, we'll be able to tell. Okay, time left parent 2, time left parent 1, and time left parent 3. Left spacer, so right spacer. Put this in here actually. Okay, things are named pretty good. Yeah, looking pretty decent. Little scroll there. Mouse wheel's fast.
Need to ease those in or something. Scroll.
Yeah, have them be smooth.
Yeah, they're a little
Sudden.
sudden. Is that a Godot thing or is that
Yeah, it's probably
a
C++.
speed thing?
C++ thing. You know I love a good scroll. You know I love a good scroll and scroll bar. Can be fun to implement too. Okay, this is like a title row. UI goal title row. Better save this. I know I'm gonna need it as a scene. UI goal title row. We're gonna have to control a lot of this stuff via script, like all of it. Got bizarro font colors in here. That's kind of weird. Is that because of the override or something? Like, what is going on here? Close and reopen this scene. UI goal title row. Okay, doesn't matter. Maybe it doesn't matter. I think it's just like at this point where it's time to script it though. Like there's like, yeah, I think all this stuff's laid out. Scripting time. We gotta figure out what goals we want. I guess just whatever's on the screen here, hey? Win X amount of times, play 10 times, fire 1,000 missiles.
I mean, I think those all could be used. I mean, the values are
I think the values are pretty good.
in, but
I guess let's get this in this is gonna be, as far as like in the, where it goes in the game, there's gonna be like a top bar thing, right? Like something over here, like
yes, yeah, it will
awards.
be good.
Yeah, let's put that in there. Top bar, top panel. Oh, this thing's an H box, so it's gonna be misaligned when I turn that on. Oh, the awards has got focus state. Just needs focusable. And the size of it seemed not quite right. I think it needs this stuff. 250, 100, 250, 220. That's the same. Yeah, the awards seemed like it's... Yeah, this thing is... I think it's like vertical. Maybe it's font alignment or something. Oh, it's smaller. That's probably it. The awards label. Yeah, this is... I made these things all with like individual, no connection, so they're... Okay, that's the same. 250, 100. 250, 100. Yeah, wait, friends is a not working one. I need to be looking at this one. 250, 120. There we go. 120. Oh yeah. Made the top bar bigger at one point. Yeah, I think the font, the label needs to be bigger. Oh yeah, the stream can actually probably hear that. Hey, there's like a single drum beat when I hit the play button. It's because, is it gonna, oh, it's not gonna, oh, it didn't do it that time. Does it here though. If I play just right into the home screen, like skip, skip the splash screen. If I skip the splash screen, it plays a single drum beat before it loads the like no music has been the music's been disabled. Just in time for one drum beat. Okay, I think this thing's in the right place now. It is not. So awards label needs to be 250, 120. That looks right. Vertical align center. Vertical align center, 250, 120. Why is it not 250, 120, 250, 120? Huh, everything looks right. But when I hit play, this guy is too high up. Why are you up there, awards? Oh yeah, we need little icons. Oh, we just need an award icon.
Yeah, I might have one actually. Let me take a look.
Okay, awards is small. It's the button. It's this. Oh, it's this grow and selected. 250. Oh, and it's just right there. There we go. Thought I looked at that already. Boom. So now I just gotta put that panel we just made onto that page. Home pages, awards, UI goals panel.
We would call it goals.
I was calling it goals, yeah. Or like we can change the text up there.
Yep. Yeah.
Or like change the top tab, like you like goals more than awards.
I think yeah. I think these are the goals. I think I had a separate idea for awards. Kind of like all the different things that you've collected season end type of thing.
Oh, I see.
But right now it's just the crowns.
Yeah.
So
Tabs says goals now. And this says goals. Boom. Sweet. Oh, is that on the wrong page? Friends. I think I got friends and goals backwards. Oh, it's because, yeah, there's the way I think I just gotta delete this implementation. The way I implemented it is just numbers, I think. Like it's like, yeah, it's like these nodes, leaders, battle, profile, friends, awards, these are the page nodes, and they have to be aligned by index with the tabs. And I just deleted the wrong one. So I just have to delete the friends node out of there, which we had like hidden to be implemented. There we go. Looks pretty good. I think it's just time to script it, unless you have that goals icon. Did you send that?
I don't have that yet. No, I don't think I had one made.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know what would be good. A ribbon maybe?
Yeah, I'll whip something up.
As far as scripting this thing, there's a bunch of ways I could do it. We have like a player profile record that has some data on it, and we have all these leaderboards. And so we could make a new record type. We could use the player profile, or we can aggressively use leaderboards. Like each of these items could be a leaderboard. Like this daily goals, we could have a daily leaderboard for like how many games you've played. It doesn't feel necessarily right to use leaderboard, but the leaderboard's nice because it auto resets and it you can like you can submit increment operations, so you don't have to like read, mutate, write. You can just write, and it'll just add So that's kind of nice. We have a games played leaderboard, but it's like seasonal. So technically we already have some of this data for the seasonal stuff. This stuff's like in the leaderboard. Like your wins are in a seasonal leaderboard. Your games played are in a seasonal leaderboard. So we could like duplicate those leaderboards and make a daily leaderboard for each of those things too, like daily wins leaderboard and a daily play games played leaderboard. And then we could just use leaderboards for this, and I actually think that that would work pretty well. What does the login button do? It takes you to a login screen where you can type in your username and password. User account not found. Did I lose? I think I lost my guest credential when I did that. It's bug spotted. I don't know why it, is that a different, no, 6428, that's who I had before. This connecting screen I think is just wrong somehow. Sign up. There we go. Now I'm on the hello. Yeah, I still have a bronze crown. 2 coins. That's not right. Let me see if I refresh the app, that stuff goes away. Or was there actually already a hello account? I think there's a hello. I think I just logged, I went to create, but I think I logged into an existing account. If I go log out, yeah, that went down. So I think hello actually already existed. And this, I'm pretty sure this sign up page, okay, this is like definitely not in our system already. There we go. Okay, this is maybe good. I should have been in an account that had data. Okay, test at example. Pretty sure this account exists. It does. This is hello. He has 2 coins and a bronze helmet, bronze crown. And I'm actually pretty sure that if you go log out and I go to create account with test at example.com, I can change the username if I type in the right password. So the sign up, oh, what? Okay, I'm not sure what happened. I expected this to log me in. Hold on a second. If this is hello, it still doesn't work. Okay, I think there's a chance that test at example.com. I'm on hello with 2 coins. Now if I go, oh, I was on a guest credential. Oh wait, no. Okay, hold on. This all works exactly as intended. I'm just like totally forgot how this system works. I was on a guest credential, and then I went to sign up. You actually keep your old data. That's intended. You make an account and you like claim that guest account. I was confused there because I was like, this coins didn't change when I logged in and stuff. But that's all intentional. I like made an account for my guest account and I kept the bronze crown and the coin. That's all intended. That's not a bug. That's what the logout, that's what the login button does, in case you're wondering. Yeah, so as far as scripting this, I think I do it all with leaderboards. Do all this with leaderboards, and I just pull data from the leaderboards. I just have to know how many wins you need in order to get the points. I need to put that focusable, custom focusable element to not have focus states on these things because we don't want mouse focus states on everything. So if I go to the UI goal progress or the UI goal row, collect button needs focusable. And now it won't focus when I click on it. That custom node like turns focus on and off based on whether you use a mouse. So yeah, that doesn't add a focus thing anymore, which is what I want. I definitely think on PC you should be able to swipe just like how you do on mobile, like click and drag to pan this thing. I wonder what kind of, you know what? If I just check both of these boxes, emulate mouse with touch and emulate touch with mouse, what's gonna happen? Oh, works pretty good there. Scroll still works. But yeah, you can like click and drag it. The damping seems way too low, but so yeah, as far as scripting this thing, I just need like max values for each of these progress bars, and then I can just use leaderboard data. Nice, I could hear that motorcycle.
Wow.
Loud, loud boy. So this UI goal row, okay, on this UI goal panel, we're gonna make a row for each stat we want to track. And then I think the row can hold the ID of the stat it wants to track, and it just needs the leaderboard ID and the max value, the like value you're looking for. So we'll start with UI goal panel. I gotta rename this root node to UI goals panel. And then inside scripts, UI scripts, we'll go new script, UI goals panel. And where'd you go, UI goals panel? UI goals panel, add the class, same thing. And now we're gonna add them to the top. So on this thing, I've got like this, yeah, I should probably not, we're gonna get rid of that top guy, make this the root. Rename this to UI goals panel. He's gonna need min size. Whatever he's at right now should be his min size. And UI goals panel should just be on the root. And now for this thing, we could do this with an export, but I'm gonna be like stat IDs. And we could have the leaderboard IDs probably. So we have like Tank King's kills. I'm gonna put that mockup on, always on top so I could see it. So we'll have wins, plays, Tank King's wins, Tank King's plays. Maybe just those two for now. I mean, we have kills, so I'll put that in there too. So these are like the leaderboard IDs that we're gonna track, and we'll need like the max values as well. So maybe this will be a little bit different. Call it like stat definitions. And it'll be like, maybe it'll be an array. Yeah, an array of dictionaries. It'll be like leaderboard ID, Tank King's wins, max value. So you need 5 wins, and that's the leaderboard that we track that on. Same thing for kills and plays. I think I'm gonna call it Tank King's games played. So we'll check the, yeah, games played. Checking something you guys can't see right now. It's our proprietary backend code. You can't see it because you might Might learn how to hack it. Now you could probably see it's just on my other monitor. But that's the right ID. Okay, so now to implement this thing, we just iterate. Oh, we'll need the sections. No, just daily, seasonal. Time left. We'll need to pick like when it ends and stuff, but nice. Sweet icon. See icon Ty just sent me for this. That looks great. I can't paste into there. Icon goals. Maybe I should put that on the panel too. Yeah, there it is. It looks like, oh, I think do I need filter enabled? It is enabled. Looks a little jaggy. Maybe I need maps. If I have re-import here, is it changing the game? It does not. Let's see if that gets rid of the jaggies. It does. Looks a little blurry now almost. Is this thing's size similar to the other ones?
It is. It's maybe it takes up a little more vertical space. I can scale it down a bit, but it should be the same size asset as the rest.
174, 106. Oh, it's in its native size. Like it should look like like good. Maybe it's just because my no, I have a high res monitor now.
It's, I mean, angled lines.
Yeah.
You're gonna see those a lot more. So the fact that I tilted it a little bit
I
is
wonder
gonna
if
make that stand out. I could do
do
it straight.
this.
That might be better.
Like we have a oh like we have like really high res assets. It's like I think it's just because the screen's scaled down, like the whole thing is scaled down.
Mm.
Okay, you can kind of see it on the. I mean, these all look good though. These all look really good. Like there's angled lines here, and a bit and there. Yeah, I don't know. I know this filter. Let's see what happens if I turn that off. Probably look even worse. Yeah, looks really jaggy there. Yeah, I guess it's just because the whole screen scales down. It looks pretty good though. I'm gonna leave it. We'll see how it looks in
Good
the
now,
client.
yeah.
Yeah. We could put that onto the. I wonder if I could put that here too. Or is that crazy?
Yeah, I got to figure out what I actually want to do with some embellishments there, but I don't. Maybe even beside goals might look cool.
Keep.
The title,
Yeah.
but uh,
Rotate. There we go. Hey, look at that. Great. Okay, I'll put it back. Don't save. Yeah, so scripting this thing should be able to get it at least creating the nodes pretty quick. And we're just gonna iterate these dictionaries. Get the leaderboard ID. You can see my scripting style. I'm very like I write long names that just say exactly what you're looking for. And we're just gonna make one of these stat rows. So packed scene, stat row scene. And I'll type it, the var. I'm back. Had to communicate with a fellow human. Okay, so iterating stat definitions and creating stat row scenes. Stat row scene.instance, stat row. I think I need a script on the stat row, UI goal row. Okay, I called it stat row. I should probably call it goal row. So new script. So many assets in here. UI scripts, new script, UI goal row. And this guy is gonna have, you know what? Maybe I don't need the script. I could just get the nodes right off of it. I'll do this the full proper way. Export node paths for all this stuff. Name label and quantity or max value label, quantity label, and the texture progress. And then I can do, this is my way of getting node paths kind of into the game in like the best possible way. Where they auto update if you rename the node, or if you quantity label equals get node quantity label as label. Texture progress equals get node texture progress as texture progress. And we'll need the, yeah, I think that's all we need. The collect button, we'll need that too. Coin label. We're gonna need a lot of pieces of that collect button. Export node path var coin label and the button itself, coin button, collect button. We're gonna need the collect label because we gotta move that down, or we gotta move something up and down. We'll have to turn that visible and not visible, and we gotta move coin label up and down. And I think that's it. Collect label, coin icon. Yeah. Just on readies for those two things. Coin label equals get node coin label as label. On ready var collect button. Get node. Oh, did you hear that vehicle? Somebody down the street from me just bought like some Honda Civic that has a super loud muffler, and he's ripping around with it. Collect label. Okay, so now all this script does, this UI goal label, it has all these node paths exported, and they're just a way for me to like basically touch all these nodes from the parent or from the self without hard coding node paths into the game. So I'm just going to assign all of these. And here's where having good node names is good, because you can like visually verify that these are correct, like name label, quantity label. Like you know this is right. No, I don't barely even have to test it because it's definitely correct. So in the UI goals panel, I actually called this stat row. It should be goal row scene. And this should be goal IDs. I do really care about the naming of things. Goal definitions. Like if goal is the word, then goal should be the entire word. Like if you have an object or concept in your game called goal, if you call it goal in one place and stat in another place, like you're gonna welcome to complexity. You know, like you'll lose track of it so fast. So this is definitely not a stat row scene. It's a goal row scene. It's a goal row dot instance. And we could do as UI goal row, that thing we just made. Did I not put a class name on this? I didn't. Class name UI goal row. So now we have access to all of those node paths of like each of these, like each of the children of this thing. And the max value. So we definitely want to store a reference to each of these goal rows. Well, I guess let's test this thing first. On the UI goals panel, we want to add the children to this thing. And we probably want daily goals and seasonal goals to be two different containers. So this will be the daily goals. And then we'll duplicate it, and this title row thing's a little bit awkward. I'm going to do editable children and call the second one, just change the label here to seasonal goals. All caps. And now we need another VBox to hold both of our child VBoxes. And I probably need size flags expand. Okay, so now we have daily goals and seasonal goals in two different vertical layout groups. And we want to add references to them. So we're going to export two node paths. And I use the underscore prefix. I'm going to call it daily goals container. So I use the underscore prefix on the node paths, and I don't type them because it's just too much physical typing to add scripting types to this thing. So then I export node paths as underscore, and then I immediately do onReady var the same name without the underscore this time, and get node of the underscore node path. So that's like a pretty good convention, I think. Like in the same concept of like in our game, goals has one reference, one handle, like goal. It's not status goal. That concept applies in the small as well, in that a single member variable, like in GODOT, in order to get access to node paths, you need two lines of code. And this is different than Unity, where you just public something and you can drag and drop stuff in there. So I use this convention where the variable name is the exact same as well, just with an underscore. But I've done a fair bit of Godot scripting, and I care a lot about code quality, and I definitely recommend this style of putting node paths in your game if you're working with a team. If you're working by yourself, then you can do the $ thing, like copy node path on ready var example equals $ this as your type if you want. Go ahead and do that. But if you are working with a team, it's a lot better, I think, if you're working on a big game, bigger project, to do the exporting so that if I rename name label, like I go in here and I call it name label 2, now that node path fixed itself. We didn't break a script somewhere. And that's different than if you $sign your node paths, those are a little more fragile if you hard code them right into the script. That's kind of why I do it this way. So let's assign the containers daily goals container and seasonal goals container. And that time left label scripting, that's going to be interesting, but we'll ignore that for now. So now we have references to seasonal goals container, daily goals container, and we're iterating stat definitions. We actually want to add a row to both. We're going to have like one stat, and it's going to be in both daily and seasonal. And then if we want to differentiate that at some point, maybe we'll differentiate it at that point. We'll have to revisit it, but for now I'm going to do so it make two instances of this UI goal row, daily goal row and a seasonal goal row, and add the daily goal row to the daily goals container. The good code is correct on site. You read it and you're like, yes, seasonal goals container contains the seasonal goal row. That is trivially correct. Obviously there's a red line. Not correct. Did I misspell something? Season goals. Seasonal. Better use seasonal because we used it in the UI. The same concept applies. Even though I have to reassign that variable now. Made more work for myself. I maintained the correctness of the code base. That goal row scene goes right there. Now I should be able to delete all of the stuff in here. And we should see some be instantiated when I hit play. And we do. So the text is the same and all the values are the same, but we made one for each stat definition. So now we can let's add title or something. Name, goal, description. Win %s times. Win 5 times. You know what? Maybe we want to use the %s and have it automatically inject that max value into here. That sounds pretty smart. Okay, was this gonna be win? Oh, look at that! Look at that! You got a bracket S in there. I love it. But you don't have it here. Ty! Inconsistency. Win 1 times and play 10 times. Yeah,
Just
that's
giving you
tough.
options.
I think I saw somebody post, it might have been Asset Store, GODOT Asset Lib, some pluralization library where it's switch time to times if it's 2 and back to 1 if it's just giving you options. I like it. You've implied that you definitely considered this feature, this functionality. I appreciate that. You think ahead.
I'm not gonna go change every instance in the mockup every time.
Every time you think of something new.
Yeah.
Get %s
I
kills.
used to do that. I used to try to do that.
Yeah, and now you're like, you know what? It all shakes out. It all shakes out in development. Yeah, Kara's a designer. My partner's a designer, and sometimes she gets developers who are very adamant. And I've worked with other developers who are like, you need everything mocked up. I'm not working on that until it's perfectly mocked up. And I'm definitely not like that. I'm like, you know what? Let's just get started. So now I can access that name label without touching a node path. risky node path. You know what? And I called it name a label, so I better call the value name. The key, I mean, equals goal definition dot get name. Seasonal goals container dot name label. No, seasonal goal row. Max value. Oh yeah, I gotta format this thing. So that max value, I gotta apply that to the percent %s. This is getting a little more complex. Goal definition dot get max value default 0. It's a pretty funky line of code. Let's goal name. Do this once. You can hear some nice birds coming out of your microphone, Ty. That sounds really pleasant.
A lot of birds out here.
Beautiful day. Oh, we have a crash. String formatting. I think I just, wait. Not all arguments converted. Max? What? Oh, I did this in the wrong place. This percent needs to be here. That's getting crazy, like that line of code, brackets. I'm gonna refactor this, but that line of code is getting pretty wild. Hey, look at that. We have data. Now the coin amounts. Let's get those in there. Coins. 10. Wonder if you can end a dictionary with a comma in GODOT. You can, thank goodness. At some point, I can remember when developers discovered JSON was better if you could end it with a comma, so that when you do a get, when you add a line, there's only one line changed in get. It's a special moment in the history of development. Man, Netflix should pay John Blow to make a documentary about like the decline of software development, as he's always proclaiming. Where they should pay him millions, because it would cost millions of dollars to get him to commit to doing that. But I would love to watch him just scream into the void on Netflix and like go over like Bell Labs and AT&T Park and all that stuff into today. The history of C++. Okay, so I gotta apply the coins. Daily goal row. Seasonal goal row. Yeah, the order of these things is getting mixed up. I'm gonna make them after I instantiate them. And I'm gonna instantiate them both first and then manipulate them. Actually, I should probably add child last because those onReady variables don't apply until the add child happens. So this is how I'm gonna format my code like this. Okay, now coins amount is fairly simple. Goal definition.get coins default 0 as int daily goal row dot coins label dot text equals stir coins amount. All right, we'll stir it here. Okay, so now the coins are going to be in there. It doesn't. Oh, that right. The add child has to be first. I thought of that and I completely inverted it. Okay, 10, 20, 40. We might have different coin amounts for daily and seasonal, which already breaks my single stat definition paradigm. And I gotta go soon, guys. We're almost. Oh, zeros but grayed out a little. That was a different chatter. We had 3 chatters today. Three Twitch chatters. I thought that was Blakey Mom when I first read his name. But so this thing is pretty happy with the progress. Time left scripting will be a little bit harder, and like fetching all of these values is going to involve like a leaderboard fetch based on this ID, like leaderboard ID. So it's going to be like when you load this thing up or when you refresh it, query a leaderboard for each of these daily and seasonal goals. Your score in that leaderboard is going to be, what you're at, like how many wins you've got, how many kills you've got, so on. And the max value will contribute to the denominator here, and then we'll have to control like whether the collect button is activated and set the texture progress on the inside. But we're gonna have to do that another time because I've got to go. But thanks for tuning in. You guys like what you've seen here? We're gonna follow our Twitter, Winterpixel Co, where we tweet at the start of every stream. And also going to be uploading these videos to YouTube, where you can like and subscribe and all that stuff. But I'm trying to be consistent with dev streaming these UI videos because they're kind of, they're a little bit more exciting than coding videos, which I've been doing a ton of coding stuff lately. Kind of got this game running on mobile. This UI scale here. Gotta make everything bigger. But yeah, follow us, follow Winterpixel, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.